instant ramen, but better. Ohayo gozaimasu. It's Sunday and we just got back from a trip. I'm back to cooking, but today's kind of a crazy day. Got a lot of chores, so I'm going to make ramen for dinner. This is our favorite brand, Momo-san, which is Morimoto's ramen shop. But the first thing I have to do is make the egg. So I do a ramen egg, which is half boiled, or it's still soft in the middle. And I did boil it in the water for 5 minutes. And then after 5 minutes, I put it into this ice bath. So I'm about to crack all these. Now, one thing I did do before putting it in there is this. I use this little tool that I got from Daiso for I think $2, but you can't really tell when you push this through. There's a little thing that pricks the shell. Then you can just barely see it right there in the center. And what that does is it makes it easier to peel. So I'm gonna go ahead and peel that. And then afterwards, I put it into this mixture. This is very easy to make when you're marinating ramen eggs. Soy sauce, sugar, mirin, and sake. 4 ingredients, easy peasy. Literally equal parts too. If you want it on the sweeter side, put more sugar. If you want it on the more salty side, more soy sauce. And just keep it even with the mirin and the sake. And yes, you can give that to kids too. All right, let me show you how easy it is to peel these ramen eggs. And then the rest of the day, I'm going to be preparing different ingredients for the ramen. I think I'm gonna do some mushrooms. Got leftover cabbage from last night's dinner, and then some kind of protein, haven't figured out. Most likely pork, since this is a pork ramen. All right, let's go. All right, let me show you how easy this is. Tap it, and then just peel away. This little tool just makes all the difference. Now with ramen egg, I would suggest making it in the morning or even the night before. You can look at that, look at that. So easy to peel. Just comes right off. Bam! Nice and squishy. Yolk is still runny. It'll marinate for the rest of the day. So back to what I was saying. Put it over here. Ramen eggs take, I want to say, at least 3 hours to get some flavor from the marinade. I've done a quick one at 1 hour room temperature, but it's not gonna really penetrate. If you want it to really season the egg the night before. Now, after 2 days though, it gets a little bit salty. If you wanna make this ahead of time, what I would do is, actually, personally, I don't know if this is a thing, I would add a little bit of water to this to dilute it so it's not as strong. But I find, make this in the morning, you got a good 6 hours of marinade, perfect. Super easy. If you don't have one of these tools, you can literally use like a thermometer needle. Like thermometer, sorry, let me show you what I used to use. I'm not kidding. I used to use this. The probe for my thermometer is sharp enough that I would puncture a little hole into it, and it does the same thing. It puts like an air gap in there so that when it boils or cooks, it makes it really easy to peel. Like so. Don't worry, I made lots of eggs for these girls. Sometimes they'll eat 2 soft boiled eggs. Everyone's gonna get egg because you need to get that good protein.
But I don't want egg.
Squishy, squishy.
Got you.
Squishy, squishy. Done. Okay, now one other tip when you're mixing this, to make sure the sugar dissolves, I would mix this maybe an hour before. Now you can cook this too. A lot of recipes call for cooking on the stove pot, but I don't see why you'd want to cook it personally. And then just put it right on over. Now I made enough so it could basically cover these eggs, but even if it doesn't cover the top, because sometimes the eggs kind of flow, this is totally okay, because what I will do throughout the day is I'll just come and turn them like this 2 or 3 times. And by the end of the day, it'll be plenty marinated. So you can put this in the fridge for 12 to 24 hours, or I'm probably gonna just leave it out on the counter for the next 6 hours. All right. Time to go buy some ingredients for the toppings. All right, so we're here at the farmer's market because I want to get some ingredients. Judy loves mushrooms, and if you're gonna eat mushrooms, buy the best. So I'm gonna buy some delicious ones right now. They've got some sajor kaju, some piopini, golden oysters, which are delicious. Then black pearl oysters. I heard this was really good for pizzas. Oh, look at these. And they got some blue oyster ones too. What would you recommend if I was gonna put them in like a ramen?
Ramen, I'd recommend piopini or black pearl.
Okay, can you give me a mix
Yeah.
then of those? Yeah. Yeah, because what I'm gonna do is roast them too, so.
Ooh, yeah, these are good
And if
for
that's the case, I'll take a little bit of this too, just load it all up. Thank you. What I'm gonna do with these mushrooms is I'm going to dress them with some garlic olive oil, then I roast it, and then it'll just be in a bowl, and then I just put it on the top of the ramen. What's nice about mushrooms is if you're a vegan or vegetarian, I think mushrooms got like a meatiness to it, so we're gonna put meat in our ramen, but something I've seen and experienced. All right, we're here at our favorite vegetable stand, and yeah, they just have a lot of berries right now, funny enough. Yeah, look at these blueberries, some bok choy, some lemon cucumbers, what? Green beans? Okay. I'm gonna buy a whole bunch of garlic here. Locally grown garlic is the best. They don't have green onions. That's what I'm really looking for, but I'll get those at the co-op. Hey, we'll buy these berries though. How are the berries? Did you try them?
They're huge.
Did you try them?
Yeah.
We're gonna use the tops of these for the green onions, which is cool, and then we can use the bottoms for more. That's gonna be really good. These look really fresh too. All right, so we just got everything we need, and luckily found those onions. I never thought about using the tops of them, but the guy said you could totally chop them up just like a green onion, which makes sense because that's what a green onion is. So. Go ahead, you can have the blueberries. Give one to Leah too. Tell me if it's sweet or not. Is it good? Good, all right. All right, so I just got home and wanted to show you guys what's going on with these eggs. Okay, I have not rotated them, but you're gonna see. See that? That's all you do. Just rotate them like that. Each one, you can tell they've already kind of soaked up quite a bit of this marinade. By the time we eat these tonight, they will be perfect, in my opinion. There you go. By the way, once I'm done marinating these, I do keep the soy sauce for other dishes sometimes.
5 hours later.
All right, so it is 5 hours later, and I'm finally gonna make this ramen dinner. So let me show you what's going on. First thing, I split up the onion bulb from the green onion stems. All I did here was put it in some ice water to kind of rehydrate it, get it crisp. I'll cut off the wilted ends, and then it'll just give me the nice part. That'll be the green onion topping. It's just soaking in some ice water, so it gets nice and crisp. Then the eggs are ready to go. Look at that, those cracks. I love those cracks because that marinade gets in there and hits the egg yolks. So those ones will be good eats, but these are done and ready. You could literally eat this the way it is on some rice. Sometimes I even put it into salad, so it's very good. Got the ramen ready. I will open these up and show you what I do with this because you cook this a little bit different than your typical ramen. It still only takes 3 minutes, but yeah. And then this is the cabbage. This is leftover from our tonkatsu dinner yesterday. And I like to cook this the next day because it's already kind of losing its freshness, but I'm gonna cook it in the water anyway. So that is perfect. And this is a great way to add some veggies and fiber and goodness into the ramen. So your kids eat some vegetables without them really noticing that they're eating it. And so they love it. It soaks up some of the broth. Last but not least, or actually not last, but the mushrooms. So I will be chopping that up, dressing it with this garlic olive oil. This is literally just garlic powder, olive oil. Toss it, roast it, and it's good to go. Forgot, there is one more thing. I had some leftover pork chops in the freezer. I just want to finally use it, so here it is. I just put it in the fridge to kind of dry out the outside, and I'll salt and pepper this and grill it on the barbecue outside. This is gonna be the protein for me. But first, let's prepare the mushrooms. So the mushrooms take probably like 15 minutes. Really easy. I just take these mushrooms just like this, and I'm roasting these at a really high temp, and super easy. Lots of flavor in these, but of course the garlic olive oil is gonna make it really delicious. Let me show you guys how I prep this. I'm cutting these pretty rustic. I wanna keep them meaty and big. A small piece like this, I don't even cut. It's just gonna roast off nicely. This probably the biggest I want it. On a big chunk like this, like I said, just rough chop it. Doesn't have to be anything uniformed. The good thing about this is you can cook up all this and just have it as a side dish for any meal. Put that in the bowl. This is, I think this one's the oyster one. I like a variety just so you get different flavors, and it just makes it that much more flavorful. As you see, just rough chopping this. I don't need it to be uniform. So I'm gonna do this and then dress it up in that garlic olive oil. Garlic olive oil. I'm not really trying to put, actually, you know what? I might just put all the garlic in there. Really simple. Yes, it's a lot of olive oil. That's okay. Sometimes I do dry roast it, but in this case, I kind of want it to be all soaked up like this. Easy. Get my tray and just put it right on. Now, sometimes you'd want more space, but in this case, you know, these mushrooms are going to shrink off a little bit, and I'm really cooking them down. I don't need them to be perfect. This is more of a topping or a side dish. Then I'm gonna take some salt, black pepper, of course, plenty of that as well. And then put this inside the Breville oven and roast it up. Now, before I do that though, I am gonna salt and pepper this. Similarly, some salt, some pepper. Pat it. Get the other side. Salt, some pepper. There you go. Mushrooms, pork, time to grill. All right, so we have the Breville toaster oven outside. I've got this at 480 degrees. I think, let me do this, maybe 15 minutes, and I'm just gonna keep my eye on it. It should be done. Green onions. Gonna dry these off real quick. Over there. So, see these wilted parts? I do not want them. Let's throw them off to the side. This part, and get some of these parts off. Gotta have a really sharp knife for this because I like to cut it at an angle, just like that. And you want it super thin. Go. This is what you're looking for right there. Boom. All right. Woo! Super hot. First thing I'm gonna do is get this big chunky piece. It's got the fat on it, so I'm just gonna kind of put it right across there. There you go. Kind of get that all greased up. There you go. That on first because that is way bigger than this one, and gonna get grill marks on both sides of both of these pieces. I'm gonna put it up top, cover it, and let it cook till it gets to, I think, 145. Oh yeah, look, for pork, 145, though I think even 135 is totally fine. Pork is an interesting piece of meat because of course you want to cook it to the right temp, but it's more tender, it's got more flavor if you cook it to like 135 and let it rest just like a steak. So don't have to get it quite to 145, but if you want to be safe, that's the official temp. And I know that not only because of this, but I worked with the Pork Board of America. That one's been on for about a minute. Gonna go ahead and put this one on now. Same thing, just like that. This one, let's just check on it. Ooh yeah, those are some good grill marks there. Check it. Boom. That's all I'm looking for right there. I'm gonna turn it just like so. Same thing with this guy. There we go, just like that. All right, so this pork chop, really good. I did temp it. It's still at about 110, 115. Put on the top rack. This one's good too. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this perfect looking because I'm gonna slice this anyways. I'll probably put this on the top rack and cook it for a little bit longer. I will close it. Turn down the heat, let that go for probably just not even that long, maybe like 3 or 4 minutes. Now I'm gonna check on the mushrooms, which should be, oh yeah, I think that is good. You know what, I'm gonna let it broil just for a little bit. So what I did was I turned it to high broil, and I will just kind of let it do its thing just to get a little bit of a blackened edges, but that is almost done. Woohoo! Perfectly roasted. Literally, you don't have to do anything else with these mushrooms. Just pile it into the bowl. Get all those little bits and pieces too. They're gonna be so delicious on that ramen. Boom! Done. Always tempt your meat. On 46, I mean, not bad. Like I said, it's gonna have a lot of forgiveness because I'm gonna just slice it, but this is done. I have a feeling this one is not quite there, not even close. That one we're gonna leave on though. Grab this guy, put it on the same pan as the mushrooms. Just put that off to the side for now. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is cook up the cabbage. This really only takes 3 minutes max. You're just gonna get it nice and soft. What I've got going on here is I've got this little deep frying rack. Just makes it easier for me to drain everything. I'm gonna use this for the noodles as well, but this part is super easy. All you're trying to do is blanch these, I think that's what you call it, for 3 minutes max, maybe not even that long. And I just do it in the same water that I'm gonna cook the noodles in. There's a little clip here that lets you rest it on the side of the pot, which is nice and convenient. Cabbage is actually a cancer-fighting food. So anytime I can get cabbage into the girls' diet, I try to do so. What I'm gonna do here is put it into just this little bowl, and just like the green onions, it's gonna be kind of like a topping. That's all it is, a topping to add some veggies into the ramen, just like that. Boom. Now time to cook the noodles and get everything prepared. All right, water is boiling again. This takes only 3 minutes, so I'm gonna put these in here. I mean, this ain't rocket science. Everyone's done this before. I'm just going to close it though, helping. One of the things that makes this unique in terms of this type of ramen is rather than putting all the flavoring into the boiling water with the noodles, you have it separated, which I do like because I can drain the noodles, make the broth, and then slowly prepare everything else. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do here. Because once you plate, you gotta eat it right away or else those noodles expand. So I kinda like letting the noodles rest for a little bit while everybody gets down here for dinner. So flip these guys a little bit. Oh yeah, jostle them a little bit. So I'm gonna keep the water going. Like how easy this is when you're cooking for a lot of people. I think this is 4 packets. This is kind of nice. I'm just gonna let it drain there for a second. Okay, so this is the key difference here. I got my powdered mix and some oil. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this water that's still boiling and I put it right in here and get this started. What I like about this is, I mean, I guess you would do this anyways if you cooked it all in one pot, but you get all that noodle starch in here. But those noodles have stopped cooking, so they're not soaking up any broth. Mix it up like that. Woo, and this broth is so delicious. Now this has green onions in it, but I like to have some fresh raw green onions, so that's what I'm gonna do here. Green onions, ramen egg, cooked cabbage, mushrooms. I'll slice the pork last, and it's time to plate all this. Another reason I like to do this is I can kind of divvy up all the ramen. You guys want a ramen egg, right? So I put the toppings in first. Look at this. Oh, look at this egg. Woo!
Good. Wow, that's
Bam.
hot? Are they hot?
Take this cabbage, a little bit in each one.
Stop.
Just a tiny little bit of green onion. Okay, so for the little ones, what I do is I put a couple pieces of ice in there so that cools it down and it's ready to eat right away. So what I do is I put some of this this noodle water in there because the broth is kind of concentrated. Mix it. That's what I'm gonna be doing for the girls, and then I'll do the fancied up one for myself. How is it though? Everything's tasting good?
Doesn't get on your shirt.
I like the soup.
I put a little bit and
Now I know if you work at a ramen shop, this is probably big no-no, but this is a way I can plate the girls' food, and then mine is kind of on standby, because if you put these noodles into the broth, it's gonna soak everything up. You don't want noodles that are just basically waterlogged. So now I'm gonna plate mine. You try my mushrooms? Try that one right there.
Mmm.
Flavorful?
Delicious.
Can you really taste the mushroom flavor?
I love that.
I roasted that and broiled it at the top.
That is so good.
Judy just said that this is very meaty, and that's one of the nice things about mushrooms. You can get it very meaty and replace meat if you want. Now, still gonna eat the pork, which I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but this does still have a little bit of pink in it. Totally okay. Damn, that's good. That though, with this mushroom, that's bomb. 2 of them for you guys. Just
What are you?
all of
Thank
it.
you.
Get that. Boom, right at the top. Woo-hoo-hoo. My aunt in Japan said that you have to pour the beer out into a mug because it releases some of the flavors, and then there's too many bubbles when you drink it out of the can. Ramen and beer, that's like burgers and fries. Root beer and ice cream. Or pizza and ranch. All right, time to make mine. All right. Right there. Woo-hoo-hoo. A little bit of cabbage. We have green onions. Lots and lots of mushrooms. Ooh, yeah. We're gonna do some pork right there. Get that broth in there. There we go. Chili on here. There you go. Instant ramen, but better. There you go. That's my instant ramen made better. There's a lot going on here, but it's totally worth it. Let's go ahead and try it with those mushrooms. I think I like the mushrooms better than the pork. Okay, pork good. Now the mushrooms. Look at this. Try this egg now.